funny thing happened on the way to modern history. When I was a younger reporter, and I'm still very young, but when I was a younger reporter, most of the conservatives were for executive power. Very strong executive power, Cheney-esque executive power. And then they started losing the presidency. 8 years of Clinton, okay, that 8 years of Bush, but there were some things there that troubled even that court. And then 8 years of Obama. And you add those up, I do, and you have somebody who's not particularly appealing, as far as I can tell, to a great many conservatives. And on the question of executive power, I think he'd have a pretty hostile court. On anything else, all bets are off. On the social issues, on agency power, regulation, all of that, all bets are off. But courts do tend to move more slowly than people realize. When Sandra Day O'Connor retired and was replaced by somebody who disagreed with her on many, many issues, it made a huge, huge difference in many, many instances. But it didn't prevent same-sex marriage from becoming legal. It didn't prevent now the knocking down of the biggest restrictions on abortion. So nothing moves as fast as people expect.
If you imagine two new justices like Alito, one replacing Scalia, one replacing one of the liberals, or Kennedy, then I think within 5 years you would have Roe v. Wade overruled, you would have affirmative action declared per se unconstitutional.
Might well.
Right. Those are two I think that are absolutely going to happen on that scenario.
There is one interesting place, though, for Trump. Again, there's two Trumps, right? The early Trump, like August, September, the anti-super PAC, the anti-super PAC Trump, the guy who said he thought super PACs were outrageous, that we should, where would he be on Citizens United? And then there's the current Trump, of course, who's welcomed $100 million super PACs. So this later Trump doesn't seem to have much trouble with it. But again, this is the way of saying it's not even clear who he is, what the positions would be.
Nancy, one interesting strain we're hearing is one that has also been reported, which is that there are libertarian scholars, from Richard Epstein to Randy Barnett, who say that a President Trump would threaten constitutional values and exceed executive power. Do you agree that Trump's own appointees might challenge a President Trump on executive power?
I really agree more with Larry that I don't think we know. In preparation for this, I just sort of looked at one name on his list, which of course was William Pryor, who's called Roe v. Wade the worst abomination in the history of constitutional law, who supported Judge Moore's efforts to display the Ten Commandments, who said that the second worst constitutional decision was Miranda. So who knows? I mean, if he's on the list, then he's on the list and President Trump gets two of him, who knows what would happen?
Neil, last word on the Trump court.
Well, I'll be deported, so it's your country, man. Enjoy it.